what's up everybody? Hope you all are having a really good day. Today I want to talk to you about a very common problem that we all face when we take photos with our phones, which is underexposure. That simply means that photos come out too dark when you take them. This often happens on cloudy days, in low lit areas, wherever there's backlighting, and at sunrise and sunset. There's so many editing apps, probably too many actually, that you can use to improve your photos. So what I'm going to do is show you the two best ones that I've found to make your photos go from drab to super fab. First app I want to show you guys is Snapseed. This is available for both iOS and for Android. I'm just going to show you using Android for right now. Open up one of your photos. I have one from Arches National Park taken at sunrise. The sky is exposed correctly, and the problem is in the foreground, which is too dark. Normally when you have any sort of editing app or edits in general, whenever you increase the brightness, you are able to adjust for the dark areas, but your bright areas become too bright. And as you can see down here in the histogram, when I increase the brightness, the dark areas, it shifts towards the right, but there's a huge spike in the highlights, which is this guy. So what we want to do is we want to correct for that. I'm just going to edit real quick, and you can watch the histogram as it change while I do that. So I'm going to go into contrast. Oops. Hit the highlights to save the highlights, and increase saturation, give it some color. Let's see, and then in shadows, just want to decrease that a little bit. So it looks pretty good now. Let's see a close up real quick. Here's the before image, and here it is now. And I'm also going to show you what it looks like on the histogram. So here's the before, and then here's the after. So now it's a lot better. So that is the first method of how you can correct one of the photos in Snapseed. The second method you can use is by using HDRscape, and I will show that to you. It's right here. So right away it looks pretty crazy because there's such a high contrast. Right here you can see that there are different filters in HDR that Snapseed provides. You can see the different types. Okay. So I am just going to stick with nature. I'm going to adjust this filter strength so it doesn't look too crazy and it's easier to work with. I'm brightening it up a little bit. And give it a little bit of color. There we go. Looks pretty good actually. Just going to correct it just a little bit to brighten it a little bit, and I think it's good to go. And you notice down here that the histogram that I corrected for using HDR is a lot different from the previous one. I'll show you the before. Oh, sorry. Okay. Now here is the original. Is there a histogram here? Yeah. Here's the original. And here is what it looks like when it is corrected. It's a lot better, huh? The other app that I want to introduce to you guys is called Ultralight, and this is only available on the Apple App Store. First open it up, you will see that you have 22 different filters. You will notice right here you have one called the last edit, and what that is when you edit your photo, the Apple automatically save that edit. So you actually have your own type of filter. And this is really useful for when you're shooting a lot of photos, but they're all under the same lighting. Then you can always just go into last edit, and then this can be applied to any of the photos that you choose to edit with this app. You can also, save your filter as a certain name. But I will show you how to achieve that nice look right here using the original one. So we're just going to go into the edit tools. Right away you can see that there are a lot of sliders here. It looks pretty complicated, but it's actually not. And it will actually help you achieve a really nice look that you can't do in the majority of other editing apps. So you have 5 of them. You have black point, low tones, mid tones, high tones, and white point. This actually works similarly to a curve if any of you ever use Photoshop, but it's actually a lot easier to use than the curve itself. So with this photo, you can just start off with like the low tones, and you can see where the low tones would be affected. I'm just going to increase this to 0.5, and then with midtones, just show you what midtone slider does. Increase this a little bit to 0.2, and you can see right away that the buildings are much brighter. The low tones helped with the darkness in the streets and the lower areas of the buildings. And then high tones work the exact same way as what the highlight tool in Instagram does. So you can tell that the sky right here is the whitest part of the entire photo. And to give it a little bit of color, actually, I'm going to decrease this to, say, negative 0.8. Show you what black point and white point does. It just, in general, like increases and decreases the exposure of the overall photo. So same thing with black point. Right now, I'm pretty satisfied with this photo, but it lacks a lot of color and vibrancy, which was how it originally was when I was first here. And just by the way, if you're wondering, this is the streets of Salzburg in Austria. So we can go over to this function here, and on the y-axis you have saturation, on the x-axis you have the temperature. So all you have to do is you move this little circle into the different quadrants, and then you can automatically like adjust like the temperature of the photo, make it warm or cool, or you can just adjust the saturation, make it very colorful or very gray. So I am just going to mess with saturation, and looks about right. Looks pretty good. Back to done, and it automatically saves my last edit as a filter. So here's the final product, and just to show you guys the original, that is what the original looks like, and then here you have the final. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully your photo is going to come out brighter now and looking extra sexy. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below if you have a favorite photo editing app. Also, subscribe to this channel for videos on photography related content and other fun random stuff. Have a great week, and I'll catch y'all in my next video. Bye!